Alright, hello again. This is the third video so far on this little series, or fourth maybe, I don't know, I lost track to be honest. Just a little note that I wanted to make on taking off the cross member on this, for anybody who's doing this, is that this is a real pain in the dick to do. Get this cross member out of here, because your exhaust is in the way. But luckily, it's not actually in the way, you know, if that makes sense. It's nowhere near the transmission, so you don't actually have to take the exhaust off, thank God. But see, the cross member right here, I did actually get it free. I know in my last video that I recorded, I don't know if I'll post that one or not though, I was saying that I was having a real hard time getting the cross member separated from the transmission mount itself, because the mount here had rusted on to the inside of this and it wasn't separating, so I had to get a bottle jack underneath there and lift the transmission up so it would actually separate. I'll get to that in a minute though. See, this cross member is sitting right there. It's loose, it's just sitting here, so you can move it. Oh shit, you can move it around. I just have it sitting there right now, and that's where it's gonna stay, because could you take this out? Maybe, probably, if you took the exhaust off, but do you have to take it out? No. So if you're doing a transmission job on this and not replacing the cross member, because why would you do that unless your transmission's swapping it, just move it out of the way. You don't have to take it off, and you don't have to take the exhaust off, because if you look real close here, see the end of the transmission pan is right there. The end of the catalytic converter is right here. You got like 2 or 3 inches of space between those two on there, so you don't actually have to remove the exhaust at all on this. I don't think. Yeah, it shouldn't. You shouldn't have to remove the exhaust. But anyway, back to my other thing about this cross member. When I showed you last, this was rusted to that transmission mount. In order to get that off, I tried a pry bar. I tried wedging a spacer between here and here to get it to detach, but it didn't want to work. So what ultimately I had to do is take my bottle jack, and I stacked 2 boards on either side of it, and lift it up a bit, and the transmission was able to actually just separate from the mount was able to separate from the bracket that's on the cross member. For those of you who are unsure if you should jack up your transmission, I talked to a couple of professionals, and they all said that on an old car like this, you're not going to hurt it by jacking it up. You can jack it up all the way up until the case hits the transmission hump, the floorboard of the car, if you really wanted to, and it won't hurt anything. Newer cars, I wouldn't advise that, because you might, bend your shaft, your input shaft, or some other, crazy crap that you don't want to have anything to do with. But on cars like this, you shouldn't have any issue. You could lift it all the way up if I really wanted to. But I don't actually have to do that. I just had to get it loose. As for the mount itself goes, there are several ways to take this off. You can take it off with these bolts like I did. You can take it off with these bolts over on the catalytic converter. Or you can take it off with these bolts here and here. Theoretically, I don't have to take this off. It can come out with the transmission. But this mount is completely rotted off. It's gone. So I'm just going to take the mount off anyway. But after I get that off, the transmission really should be ready to pull. So hopefully next time I record a video, the transmission will actually be out of the car, but, bad things happen. I might come across something that I need to record. Anyway, until next time.